Hey everyone, welcome to another season of Wins and Lessons, episode 1, season 2. We win some, we learn some. This is a podcast about the fears, failures, and fun of being a dad.
Today, this episode, Nathan and I just chatted it up together one-on-one. We talked about birthdays and traditions. We talked about being irresponsible for the sake of memories. We talked about hustling to find shoes to get out the door in time for school. All the things that we all deal with as dads. We hope you enjoy.
Today is a big day in our household.
It's a big day in, both of our households at the time of recording.
Why? Tell me why.
Because the MLB awards were announced last night. No. Our kids' birthdays.
Our kids, who are best friends, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
They actually have the exact same birthday.
Yeah. At same grade, same age,
same
like
grade,
not just
same
same date, but same
Was he
day of birth.
Was he a morning? What time was he? What time was he?
No, he was like afternoon, I think. Let me see. I have this in my alarms every day. I should have them memorized. 1:44 p.m.
p.m. Okay, I think she was like 5 a.m. So she's
a
couple hours older. So yeah,
she is.
Big day for us this morning. We were up all night last night. And by the way, for a dad, like if my wife didn't lead the charge on birthdays,
buddy,
like I probably would forget half the time, and you might get some sort of a store-bought cake, maybe on your birthday.
Yes,
my wife. Last night we're blowing up balloons and we're decorating the room, and she wakes up this morning to a table full of presents, and she said, I heard her going off at 5:30 in the morning, and I go in there and she's like wide awake, and I've been awake since 4 o'clock.
Were the siblings up too? Because the whole house was up probably 45 minutes earlier than normal.
Because she woke them up because she knew she wanted to open her presents and celebrate her birthday. But she's really excited because now today is a whole day celebration.
Right.
They're going to your son's party.
Yeah, we're doing like a late
after school.
Yeah, early dinner thing, and then we're back at is it your house tomorrow?
Back at our house tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're in between baseball games on that one. We got an 8 a.m. game, and then we're partying at your house, and then back for an afternoon game. What were birthday? Did you have birthday tradition? Like, how do you view birthdays as a kid? You being the kid versus now, is it any different? Do things look different now being a dad, celebrating your kids' birthdays?
Well, for sure. I think that one thing is that when you're a kid, and we're talking about 8, they just turned 8.
Right. So
when you're an 8-year-old, your birthday is the biggest deal.
Yeah.
This is your birthday. Now that we're older, it's like, birthday's just another day, but right? But back then it was like this was the greatest. And so I was really excited as a kid.
Were birthdays a thing?
Yeah, birthdays were a thing. Yeah, wasn't they were a thing?
No, you know what I mean. Like, what was it? Like some people grow up in a household where it's just another day. Oh yeah,
even as
your birthday.
Even as a kid,
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, that's really sad.
Maybe not to the degree of like I forgot. I have a brother-in-law whose family like forgot it was their birthday.
Yeah.
And even us, we know that he laughs about it now in his childhood, but all of the rest of our family like have alarms set for his birthday. Like we can't forget his birthday. We can't forget his birthday.
If we do it 2 times,
because his birth, like his actual family forgot it when he's now.
Yeah, you forget your birthday one time, you can get away with it. You forget somebody's birthday 2 times,
you can't.
But you know what? That's kind of like I feel like I would probably forget a birthday if I didn't have my wife to sort of make a big deal out of it. But as a kid, we weren't very wealthy, and my parents weren't super duper involved in my life. So I shouldn't say that. That's a weird thing. They were involved, but they just had, it just wasn't like
they're
today.
Preoccupied maybe with other things.
Yeah, maybe I feel like maybe this is a whole nother conversation, but do you think that today people are more into their kids than they used to be? Do you know what I mean? Like nowadays I feel like I don't want to say they worship their kids more, but it's like I feel like sports are such a huger deal. Like what school they go to, like just sometimes I feel like we've become a generation that over parents our kids.
Okay,
and so then we just put more like time and energy into our kids. And back in the day, it was almost like, hey, go outside and come back before it gets dark.
Yeah, when the street lights turn off, you better be on the porch.
So parents maybe thought about their kids less or weren't as concerned with their kids as they are now. So maybe that's part of it too, because I feel like my parents didn't really make a huge deal about it. I got a present and I might have gotten a party like a couple years, but it wasn't anything like we do for our kids now, which is, decorating their room. And it's like a 2-day celebration, 3-day celebration. Nowadays, I'm super excited to do that with my kids. I want to make them feel special, and it's a big deal to them. It's a big deal to me. So,
what's a tradition like? It sounds like maybe there weren't many traditions that you recall, like birthday traditions growing up as a kid. Your parents did.
Yeah, we did this crazy thing. It's so weird. You'll never believe it. We get like a birthday cake, and then we put a bunch of candles on top of it.
How many?
Yeah, however many years.
It changes?
It changes every year.
Goodness.
And then we light it, and then we're like, make a wish.
Stop.
And
you make a wish?
Well, we don't know. We'd say you can't say the wish, because if you say the wish,
get out.
Then
it doesn't come true.
Actually,
no. Did your parents do a birthday cake for you when you were a kid? Do you recall?
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we did a birthday cake. Actually, the one tradition we probably are starting on birthdays is we sing like a different version of the happy birthday song.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
You guys always call us, like on our, whether it's kids or Rebecca and I, and sing. Don't you guys sing the birthday song that you and your wife had to sing at the restaurant you guys worked at? Or what? You guys always sing us some song.
Macaroni Grill.
Which song is it?
Something like that.
No, I thought it was at Steelhead or like the other place you guys worked at.
By the way, I know we both worked at a restaurant. Yes. I don't know if you had to do the birthday song.
We never had an official. I worked at a CPK. You worked at a Macaroni Grill. Are they owned by the same company?
Probably.
Now? I don't know. But we both worked at respected restaurants for several years. We never had like an official, like licensed birthday song. We would just bring out a cake or something, or a slice. And
it's the worst because you have to go and gather everyone up and be like, "Hey,
we got a birthday on 72.
A table that's got a birthday," and you got to drop everything you're doing. When you're and you're usually busy, right? And you have your rhythm, and now you're like, I got to go stand and like clap like a circus seal.
Yeah.
And sometimes, listen, if it's a kid, I'm totally cool. But sometimes somebody's just trying to get that free dessert.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
absolutely. Well, sometimes I would want to give the free dessert, like. Sometimes I'd use that birthday clause to thank a customer.
Yeah.
Where like we've talked about this before, in customer service jobs, the only people that seem to be, I don't want to say rewarded, but kind of rewarded are those that complain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then why don't we have like a reward system for the tables that are epic, that are awesome?
Yeah.
And so some of those tables, I'd have just a crazy night, get triple sat. I'm got half the restaurant, and this one table is just, they see it, they know, they're aware, they have things that they want. Hey, can I get another? Excuse me, real quick. I'm so sorry. Can I get another side of ranch for my whatever? And if they were like kind and considerate and talk to me like a human, I would stop everything for that table.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, I'd be like,
but then you would be like, this is a California pizza kitchen. You don't put ranch on your pizza. This is Italian pizza.
No, I'd give them whatever they want, dude.
Yeah.
I'd give them whatever they want. And then at the end of the night, I'd be like, hey, you want dessert? Yeah. It's on me. And then I go to my manager and be like, hey, we got a birthday on table 18. Can you...
Well, you're also working the tip, right?
Yeah,
it's tip time. It's tip time. And, if you've been really busy, it's okay. What was really cool, and this is not a podcast about...
Podcast?
I got real. Did I get really like from Boston all of a sudden? There's a podcast about
the dad's podcast.
The dad's podcast. Hey, my kids. What do you got to do? Apologize to any people from Boston for our horrible accents. But What was I talking
We're talking about birthday cakes. Your family did a birthday cake. You're doing a new tradition.
Yeah, so
you're starting stuff with
so
your
it's
kid.
just a different. Trevor Noah has a bit about it where he's like when he came to America, he heard the birthday song and it was like a dirge. It was so slow and sad.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so he used to sing this like really upbeat birthday song.
Okay.
So we sing this like upbeat birthday song. I'm not going to sing it here.
Sing it.
No,
Sing it.
But you'll
sing
probably
it.
hear it like a little bit later. It's just more of an upbeat thing.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up with you guys? What do you guys do?
We do, like, growing up, I think there were, like, I would assume fairly generic birthday traditions, like open up some birthday presents, you know. I'm assuming this happened a lot when I was a kid. I don't, there were only maybe 2 handfuls of birthdays worth growing up as a kid in a household. But now it's like whoever lives in town gets together for like a meal. You know, we have a dinner, even for the little kids and even us adults, and through my grandparents. I'll get a text from my mom like, "Hey, can you guys do dinner on Tuesday night for Grandpa's birthday?" Yeah, we'll be over there. Yeah. And we usually have a dinner. It's just an excuse to get together.
Yeah.
We have dinner, we have dessert, some sort of candle, blow it out, and celebrate them. For us in our household, you get kind of like, we call it a yes day. So like within reason. Yeah. You get like whatever. Hey, what do you want?
You have to set some boundaries.
We asked him like a week ago, and even last night, like, all right, dude, tomorrow morning, what do you want for breakfast? He's like, I want pancakes and bacon and eggs. Sure thing, dude. So this morning after the gym, I went and bought the things we didn't have in the house to finish off the pancakes, bacon, and eggs, and so they get like a yes day.
Nice.
And then we tape some streamers to their door. Mm-hmm. So like they go to bed, everything's normal, and they wake up and there's streamers that they have to walk through at their door. And what are some other traditions? We have those like big blow up numbers for like whatever number you turn. Oh, yeah. Those are like traditions, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So memories, right? This is kind of talks about like memories as a childhood, and there are like memories as a kid that just stick with you and like your whole life. And you think about, a kid will always, or not even an adult will always think about, and you even ask me, hey, what were birthdays like when you were a kid? And you can remember kind of like the birthdays and all these different things. And so I thought about this recently with the World Series. Okay?
Yeah.
So the World Series, my kids love baseball. Nathan, I know your kids love baseball.
Yeah.
And it was a great World Series, right? My kids are super into it. They're like, oh, we got to watch it. And especially since your kids are Dodger fans, they're like, we got to watch it. And they had some other friends that were some Blue Jays fan. What was the other team? I can't remember.
Blue Jays,
yeah.
Canada.
So, but there was that one game. Okay, it was a Monday night. School is the next day. There's this one game. It goes 18 innings.
Yeah, it did.
And it's midnight.
Yeah.
And we're still up watching it on a school night.
Yeah.
Both of my kids. And I'm having, my wife, by the way, she was great about it. She didn't say anything. She was just like, I can't believe you guys are doing this. But she didn't say like, you have to go to bed.
Right.
And for me, and my kids loved it, right? And they were beat the next day. But for me, I was having this sort of crisis of parenting where I was like, okay, is this the responsible parent thing to do? Or even then, is it okay to be irresponsible as a parent if you're doing something like building a memory? So what's more important? And I want to hear your things on your thoughts on this, because the way I look at it, it's like, yeah, this is so irresponsible. This is not good for kids. They're going to be beat tomorrow. But this is maybe something they're going to remember their whole lives as a memory with their dad. Like, oh, do you remember when my dad, we would stay up all night? And like, so what's your thoughts on that? Like, I'm curious to what you did, and then what your thoughts are on like building like these epic memories at the cost of maybe being a irresponsible, in some senses, parent.
Yeah, I the older I get, the more I value experiences / memories, right? So like in the vein of birthdays or gift giving days, holidays, birthdays, most younger kids want the things, want the items, want the stuff, and to a degree, within reason. Yeah, if this is something you've really been thinking about and you want for your birthday, we'll get it for you. But the older I get, the more I value the experiences for the sake of memories. So last Christmas, budget was tight and thin, and so my wife and I decided we're not going to get each other a gift. We're going to save that money. But then it was like, oh, well, we want our kids to understand the value and importance of giving to others, and we want them to see us receiving gifts. And so we decided to take a portion of the resources we would have used to give each other gifts to purchase something that would be an experience for the whole family. And so some of that, I think I'm answering your question maybe in a roundabout way, is there does come times where there are opportunities to create a memory and experience at the cost of quote unquote irresponsibility.
Yeah.
Right. So in a situation much like the one you described with the World Series this last year was that was a piece of history, like sports history, especially for those in the baseball world and community. And so I want my kids to be able to have, I don't know if they'll remember it forever, but have that experience and have that memory, especially as a conversational point, maybe, hey, where were you the night that, 18 inning game,
Oh, my dad made me go to bed
in the 13th. I did not. One of them was sick. Yeah. One of them was like,
no, I'm just saying I don't want my kids to have to say like, oh, I missed it because my dad.
Right. And maybe history is debatable, is relative, but for us, not only being Dodger fans ourselves, but that was special. And actually, ironically, so there's 2 World Series games that are the longest games in history, both by innings and then one of them by time. And they both happen to be Game 3s, World Series against the Dodgers. So the whole broadcast this last fall, they were talking about, hey, this is heading towards the longest game in World Series history. The previous longest game was Game 3, 2018, Dodgers, Red Sox. And the fun part was like, I don't get to do this. So this was a huge special experience and memory. That game, I was actually at the 2018 Worlds. So I got to share with my kids, guys, I was there. I mean, they were alive, but young. I was there. And that was a memory I got to share with my dad, with my brother and my brother-in-law, like an experience. And again, was irresponsible in the sense of, probably financially for the one who provided the tickets for us, but they wanted to give us that experience, that memory. But it was a full day of we flew down the day of, went to the game. The game went beyond midnight, and we were flying back what was supposed to be the next day at like 4 or 5 a.m. So we went to a hotel and slept for like an hour or two, and then So I'm okay at choosing irresponsibility for the sake of creating like a memory for my kids. The hard part is we don't always know what will stick. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think 18 innings will stick, but sometimes I do things where I'm like, we're going to go late to school and we're going to go have like a coffee day and create this memory.
Yeah.
And blow off or delay some commitments because I want to have this moment with my kid.
Yeah.
And then they like forget about it by lunch.
Yeah, for sure. And this is really kind of walking a little bit of a line because my wife is very pragmatic and she's responsible. She's very responsible, very responsible. And that's amazing. And she does an amazing job. But so it's a thin line, I think, between being a good parent and raising your kids like the way you're supposed to, and then also having fun. Like, for example, I think my wife, she always talks about, hey, when we were at my grandma's house for breakfast, we would have like ice cream and like we'd have like pancakes or waffles with ice cream on them. Right. Parenting move, terrible, right? Terrible idea. But like that's one of her core memories is she loves it.
Yeah.
And I think like these things are it's not good to do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it is good to also show your kids, even now as adults, hey, life should be like fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And making the quote unquote like responsible decision or the safe decision or whatever is really all the time is really no way to live.
Yeah.
So there's this quote, there's this famous book, it's a Pulitzer Prize winning book. It's called Lonesome Dove. It's this like Western that was written. It's a beautiful book. But there's these two guys in it, right? And one of them is just he's stoic and he lives his life safe and he doesn't do anything fun and he's just very serious and he's responsible and he's successful. And then there's this other guy who's, he sits on the porch drinking his jug of whiskey all day long and like playing cards and doing all this stuff. And he has this quote in it where he's like, I've lived, they're the same age, but he's like I've lived three times as long as you have because you haven't done anything fun. Mm-hmm. So it's like, sometimes I feel like making all the right, safe decisions, the good quote unquote parenting moves, it's very easy to do that and not live at all.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
How do you, I know exactly what you mean. And I think, I want to say this about you and then ask you, like, if I could get in your head a little bit. Like, I think we've talked about this as an example of what we're talking about. With our wives, like the four of us, and we talk about almost like being late to school or running late to school. Mm-hmm. Remember some of those conversations and how like for you're like, hey, it's okay, it's gonna happen. It's not something we aim to do, but we got to do it. And I think some of us, or maybe your wife, is like, no, we gotta be on time. Pragmatic and rhythms and all that stuff. And I try to find I probably naturally bend where Blair's at, where it's like, no, we made a commitment. This is what there is expected of us. We got to do this. And you've argued like, well, at what cost? Yeah, yes, school starts at a certain time. We aim to get there, but what are we teaching our kids by constantly yelling at them or raising their anxiety levels because we got to rush? I feel like we've talked about that a few times. And so how do you, whether in the school example or 18 innings of a game or something else, how do you kind of discern, is this a moment that I'm trying to create like for a memory? Am I deliberately choosing? I actually don't even think it's really that irresponsible. But am I choosing irresponsibility for the hope of like building character or establishing a memory, or am I just irresponsible?
Yeah.
Like how do you kind of, I don't know if I'm always getting it right because I find myself swaying back and forth.
Yeah. It is a very thin line. I always kind of go back to what's most important, like what's most important here. And for example, I want my kids to be responsible. I want to teach my kids discipline. But at the same time, I want to teach them what is the most important thing in life.
Right.
And if we're getting to school on time every single day, but every single day we're yelling and screaming at the kids and rushing and hurrying to get out of the house, the cost there is, number one, our kids are getting screamed at every day. I'm getting upset because I'm doing the screaming and starting off my day bad. And the benefit is my kids get to school on time. And certainly we need to do a better job. But at the same time, I would rather on occasion be late than pay the tax of getting screamed at and being rushed at and being hurried. It doesn't make sense to me. If it was listen, there's certain things like you got to be on time for, and
Right.
I'm sure school is one of them. I'm not saying this is I'm not saying that school you don't have to go to school, you don't have to be on time for school,
Right.
but I
And
really
this isn't every day.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
but you got to get better about it. But I would just say, sometimes I think we lose the big picture in things where it's like, hey, we got to follow all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
When sometimes I think the rules are more guidelines, and there are other things in life that are more important, like making memories and having fun and showing your kids that, showing your kids that, I don't want to say rules are meant to be broken or rules are meant to be bent, but sometimes you have to consider like the cost and what's most important in life.
Right.
Nobody is going on their deathbed and saying like, I'm so happy I got to bed on time every night. I'm so happy that I got to school every single day exactly on time.
Yeah.
Some things are okay to bend, and I think that's a judgment call for everybody. It's always different.
Sure.
And it could go extremes either way.
Yeah.
But I like flexibility in parenting and to make memories and things like that.
No, I think it's good. I think you've challenged me a lot in my to be more flexible in those areas, because my greatest fear is like, I guess I don't see it. I'm just looking at the tree amidst the forest, kind of, right? And so I'm like, man, if we're compromising here, then they're going to think they can compromise in every other aspect of
That's
life.
fair,
and
yeah.
Nothing matters, and we're not people of our word, and all that stuff, right? It just spirals pretty quickly for me. And so I need to do a better job of praying through that, and then using that as teachable moments. Like, hey, you know what? We're going to be late today. And it's not the best. I wish we weren't late today. I wish you had put your shoes on the 5 times I asked you to put your shoes on, or had gotten in the shower, whatever. Usually the reasons we're late is not because of a late sports game.
It's irresponsible
on their end. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I want them to feel that pressure of like,
doubt.
we're late because you couldn't get your button gear. Like Mom and I asked you several times. But I also want them to know that sometimes we will fail at things, goals, ideals, commitments, and it's not what we aim to do, but it's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like life will still exist. Like it's gonna. You need to know that this is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I try to find those moments to like. I don't want to totally excuse commitments, but. I guess you're right. It may vary from moment to moment or family to family, but that next morning after that baseball game, I think we were late. I think you were late. I was late. Our other friends were late. But sometimes, not in like a World Series historic moment, but sometimes if our kid is choosing to be up late for reading a book or finishing a sporting event or something, then we will tell them, this is what my mother-in-law told my wife all the time, like, hey, if you're going to be a big girl at night, you got to be a big girl in the morning. So sometimes we'll tell the kids, like, you don't have the option of being late this morning. We told you to turn the light off and put the book down. You chose to stay up, and so therefore you're going to have to get your butt in gear this morning.
Yeah, I agree. And in those instances, it's probably good parenting to, okay, you're late. Now you got to go to the office.
Yeah, you go get the slip.
You got to go get the slip.
Tell them what happened. Yeah.
You got to talk to the principal, and you got to suffer the consequences on it. And I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
And even like, I'm not saying all the time because I don't want to do this all the time, but like even if they're late, like go do it. Deal with the consequences. Sometimes, sometimes it's cool to be flexible, but you got to deal with the consequences sometimes.
I think that's one of the things I'm wanting to instill in my kids. Maybe this is a firstborn issue, but firstborn perfectionists trying to do everything right and perfect. And I don't know if I failed enough as a kid to the degree of which where I realized like, oh, life still exists after the failure. It's okay. Like I'm going to breathe. I was so scared of failing, so scared of getting certain things wrong. I think I know I've talked about this with my parents and even maybe on here, but I think I want to find safe places for my kids to fail, to learn that
failure happens. It's a part of life. But how can we learn from this? How can we move on and realize God's grace exists, and let's get up and be better about this?
Yeah, definitely. The way I kind of think about it is, if you were gonna, so I can't remember how this came up. I think my kid was maybe cooking something, and it's probably not exactly, but this is an example. If somebody was cooking something and they were following the recipe, like exactly a teaspoon of this, exactly like a cup of this, exactly like this, and they make this, they follow the recipe exactly, the thing comes out and it's a great cake, right? Whatever. If it's a cake, it's a great cake. You follow the recipe exactly. If I'm cooking, that's my wife. She'll follow it to different, and I'll be like, why? And she'll just be like, that's the recipe. You can't change the recipe. And I'll be like, yeah, but you know, and if I'm cooking, and if I'm cooking pancakes, okay, my kids always ask me before they eat them, what did you put in here?
Yeah.
Because generally I'll just throw something like random in there, right? I'll just be like, hey, what happens if you,
Stop.
Oh, no, not like, but I'll be like, hey, I wonder what happens if you put like applesauce in it.
That's not bad.
Or I wonder,
I could think of worse things you've probably put in your pancakes.
Or so like the other day, it was like, you're making pancakes and you put blueberries in the pancakes. But then I thought like, hey, I wonder what it would happen if I put some blueberries. I want to try to get some protein in this pancake. What would happen if I put some blueberries and some chocolate protein, and then I blend it up together?
The blueberries and the protein.
Yeah, the blueberries and the protein.
No.
And then
Horrific.
I mix it into the batter.
Yeah.
And then I make it.
How'd it turn out?
Nah, this wasn't good. It didn't go well. But like, I'll do that like all the time and be like, say what's happening. So that's my style. Maybe that's my style of parenting, is if I follow a recipe, if it's a teaspoon, listen, I'll grab a little bit with my hands, throw it in there. If it's a cup, I'll take a scoopful and I'll throw it in there. But am I measuring it out the same every time? No.
Yeah.
But is it coming out like still a great cake? Probably you couldn't taste the difference between the two cakes? Yeah, it probably is. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. And I don't know, man. I'm just more flexible with the rules. Maybe that's me being lazy. I don't know.
No, I don't know what it is, but I know it's you've helped me a lot. You've like challenged me to like, dude, relax a little bit, man. Listen up. It's gonna be okay.
One thing that like you have, was it you that said this?
Probably.
Maybe
was it smart,
wasn't.
intelligent, deep, profound?
But I can't remember who it was. And I haven't really been thinking about it a lot. It was, hey, and this goes back to making memories, right?
Okay.
Making memories. So they're like, hey, we're not really like trying to leave our kids like this huge inheritance.
Yeah.
What we want to leave them is all of these, like this inheritance of memories.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah. Probably not like on the nail with that, but we have talked about that.
It was
before.
something like
Different
that, right?
People have talked about that. Yeah.
And it's like I've been thinking about that a lot, because it's like I think the traditional, at least American like way of thinking is, hey, I'm gonna stack all this money, and so that when I'm gone, like my kids will like inherit all this like money and property or whatever and feel secure.
Right.
Which, by the way, I'm not saying that it's not good. I think that's fine. But like, I think my philosophy is more, and I think probably our philosophy, me and my wife, is we have this small window with our kids.
Yes.
Why don't we just like kind of where we can, just do as many vacations as we can, make as many memories as we can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that like, listen, they might not get as much money,
Right.
but like, who cares?
Right.
They'll have all these amazing memories, which are priceless anyway.
Right.
And most of the time, I don't even know if this is true, but I kind of feel like this might be true. Most of the time, you don't even know. You're gonna give your kids some money, and like, who even knows where it's gonna go? What's it gonna go to? Who's gonna get it? What's it gonna go to? Yeah. Like, how's it gonna get spent? Like, are they gonna fight? How many times have we seen like families being broken over inheritance? Right?
So many friends.
So we're just like in the mindset where we're just like, hey, let's just spend as much money as we need to like build like memories here and there, and the rest will like work itself out down the line. Yeah,
I think we have talked about this, and there was another dad that I spoke with once many years ago who had a similar, like, steward the resources, as canon needed to take care of the future, but also like their whole approach to parenting as their daughters got older was like, we're investing in memories and experiences. And they would travel and they would get to do things. And you can do that also without money. Like you can have still memories and experiences without money. And so I don't think either of us are saying necessarily always the lavish vacations and the traveling internationally and stuff. Like that's cool. That's fun. But there's a lot of stuff that we try to do as a family that, we're establishing traditions that are building memories that our kids will have for a lifetime. Every, what's that holiday? Like President's Week or whatever. Like we kind of sort of fell into it a handful of years ago, but every President's Week we go find a national park.
Yeah.
And we go to a national park.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing to where it caught for our kids. The first one we did, it was so awesome and epic. And that was the time we ended up in Arizona together.
Yeah.
That every year now our kids know.
Yeah.
And they talk about like, what other national parks do we want to visit? And it does cost some money to get into a national park, but we're also not at the point driving across the country. Like we're like, what's close and beautiful and big enough that it's going to create that memory. And it's special. It's special. That's what we want to do.
And also I would say that how often do the memories of like travel and things like that, or just memories in general, we create with our kids, they then take and continue.
Duplicate. Yeah, replicate.
Right?
Yeah.
So like how many of us are everybody, we're all taking our kids to Disneyland because we got taken to Disneyland and it was a blast, right?
Yeah.
We take our kids to baseball games because we remember sitting there with our dads and our parents.
Yeah.
And my wife loves to go to Hawaii. We got to always go to Hawaii. We can't go anywhere else. It's always Hawaii. Why? Because when she was a kid, they always went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And now my kids love Hawaii, and I guarantee you, if they're able, when they're older, they're going to go to Hawaii.
There's some connection there, yeah. Yeah, there are things that will continue, and then our kids will kind of adapt and in a way make it its own. Much like birthdays. There are birthday traditions that we probably had or didn't have, but there are elements that we've kept in raising our kids, and then we kind of put creative twists and spins on them that they'll keep. That's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this next season of Conversations with Dads, and I had a lot of fun last season. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
A lot of good
You know
takeaways.
what? I'll share this with you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it this morning, and I remember when we first started the podcast, I was like, nobody's going to listen to this podcast, right? Like, nobody wants to listen to me talk. Like, everybody wants to listen to you talk because
hardly.
you're a celebrity and everything like that. But for me, like, nobody wants to listen to me talk. And I was thinking about it, and I have heard so much great stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's so encouraging.
And it really surprised me. It's like, wow, people really like seem to be listening to this. And even people who don't even go to like our church or in our friend circle, they would be like, oh, I heard it from such and such and such and such. And it's even been a useful tool for me to share with like people who aren't believers.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you're a dad. Oh, you're having some problems with dad. Or, hey, you're a dad. Like, hey, check out this. Like,
Yeah.
And be able to share it with them. But what I thought about is like, man, I got nothing to give, and like it's touching, and like some people like it, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, it's kind of like the story of when Jesus fed 5,000. Mm-hmm. I'm like I feel like sometimes like that little kid who's like, all I got is like a couple fishes and a slice of bread, and God's like, I can use that, like nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's been really cool for me to see that. I feel like this is not really, a big deal in my brain, but for some people, they really like it, and I think that's pretty cool, man.
That's encouraging. Yeah, thank you all for stopping us at church or in the city and stuff, and sharing the things that you're learning. And maybe too, we just make a hit list of dads we want to sit with and glean from and ask questions of. We don't really have specific topics. We're just, let's talk and see where these go.
Obviously.
But at the same time, maybe for some of you guys who are listening, I guess we didn't chat about this necessarily, Nathan, but if there are topics like you would love discussed or you're curious how other dads do it, stop us. tell us that too.
Oh yeah, that's great because honestly, and we've said this before, but we are doing this podcast because we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
In a lot of senses as dads, we're not coming to this being like, oh, we're great dads. They're going to share our wisdom with you. We're coming into being like, hey, we're trying to figure it out on the fly like everybody else, and maybe we can like ear hustle.
Yes.
Some little Easter egg
Season
there. Ear
1,
hustle some folks and see if we can't all like learn some wisdom. So yeah, you're right. If you have anything you want to talk about, you hear about like something you got going on, and you're like, hey, what do you guys think about this? Let us know. We'll talk about it. We'll find somebody that we can talk to about it and get some knowledge on it. And,
I love it.
yeah, drop it.
Let's go. Here we go. Season 2. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoy this season.
Yesterday is over and the future has come.